All right, welcome back to the Adventure Media Podcast. We are here on check-in day for Unreal Adventure 2025, and we have been steadily working our way through the subscriber interviews, and our most special one to me, I think, not to disparage any of the other guys, but I really want to ask this guy some questions. I have Trask Wyman. Trask is the returning reader. He got the coveted golden ticket to come back to UA.
Voted in by the cronies back on the island.
You have switched out co-drivers. So who do we have next to you?
I did. So this is Sam Liston, just another one of my good friends. You know, a lot of the guys that come on this trip probably don't talk about how hard it is to choose a co-driver as a subscriber, because you've got, you know, everyone has a group of guys to go wheeling with. And
of course.
all of those guys want to go on this trip.
Of course.
This is the trip. And so last year brought Tim, and then Sam also helped out a lot last year with putting the truck together to come. And so I knew, you know, if I got to come back, that'd bring Sam.
Nice. Nice. That's cool.
Thank you very much.
Welcome aboard, Sam.
And you're spreading the love, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Well, cool. Well, so for those that didn't watch last year's event, why don't you, shame on you, like, subscribe while you're there.
Yeah, right.
But why don't you give us just the quick and dirty rundown on the truck itself?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a 1990 F350, bone stock 460, stock 5-speed. What I did change up this year is that Offroad Design gave me a killer deal on a Magnum. So last year I had the 312. This year we're rocking the Magnum.
Awesome.
I did not know
Welcome
this.
to Quigley.
Yeah, that's right. So yeah, Magnum underdrive, you know, stock axles, 6D Sterling, and then the big change this year is trail bed.
Yes.
First, before you get to that, what's gears and lockers?
So ARB air lockers front and rear, especially like driving in the wintertime. You don't want to have wintertime issues, especially with like a locked rear end sliding out. So yeah, ARBs, 513s, 42-inch Milestars. It all works.
42s.
Yeah, the big boys. Which, by the way, not a lot of people got their hands on, but they are introducing them. It's you know, not to give the shameless sponsor plug, but we do love that they're you know, creating these new.
There's a few sets on this trip.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's one of those things where UA becomes the test bed for some new products, or at least the first place where those start to get seen out in the wild.
For sure.
Good on you for getting us on.
Absolutely.
For sure. So Trask, I know, and what I loved is that you actually shared / disclosed to me last year is that when you got selected last year, you're like, I have a lot of OG and CROG stuff I gotta fix. And so walk us through what changes you made from when you got selected to going on the trip, and then walk us through like what you learned and the changes you made this year. You already talked about the Magnum.
Yeah.
But walk us through, you know, what caused you to trail bed and stuff like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when you guys did select me last year, the lift that was on there was home built. I built it when I was 19.
Okay.
And it was the factory springs on drop brackets.
Okay.
That I just made.
Okay.
It's
better than front lift blocks.
Well, that's true. And then I just had like a 4-inch block in the rear. And I did not know what I was getting into with you guys last year, but I knew it was going to be tougher than the trails we do in Montana. And so Skyjacker was awesome last year. Like, they were so above and beyond cool. And yeah, they sent me a full lift kit and all that stuff using actual lift springs.
Proper lift kit.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then the only thing I kind of changed some stuff last year because they had sent me a 6-inch lift.
Okay.
Because they're designed to use the factory 2-inch block. And I wanted to go straight to the axle with the springs.
Smart.
So it's got a 6-inch spring in the rear and a 4-inch spring up front.
Okay.
Skyjacker actually hooked me up this year with a real 4-inch spring. Last year it was the 6-inch springs that I pulled 3 leaves out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they said, we should probably change that. So now we
Let
have
me make that better.
the correct 4-inch lift spring.
Okay.
And then last year was just super eye-opening as far as what this truck could do. And courtesy of you and your trails that you chose, we did some taillight deletes.
Yes, you did.
Unwanted taillight deletes.
Yeah. And so that was watching Riley and a couple of other people. Like, the trail bed just seemed like a really good option. I actually had a bed lined out, sitting in Montana, ready to go on when I got back. And then the more I thought about it, the more I said,
Oh, you had a new stock bed.
yeah, I had a new stock bed sitting.
Oh,
So
yeah,
when
yeah.
I was,
And you're like,
when I was scrubbing along rocks, I was like, whatever.
I think you said that. You're like, I got another bed at home.
Yeah, I wasn't that worried about it. But the more I thought about it, it just seemed like the trail bed was the right way to go. So
there's a reason full-size rigs usually go that way.
there is. And so it's it's the same, like, 1 3/4 DOM on all the exterior stuff. And then, like, some, just a hot roll electric welded in between. And then I made it so it could come off. Not that that's the best time, but it could. The floor is also totally removable. So if I need to do a fuel pump, there's no drop in a tank
Oh, nice.
or anything like
Nice.
that.
So you put some thought into it.
Yeah, I wanted to make it as accessible as I could, so that if I need to work on anything, it's just right there. And
Nice.
It's all doable with, like, hand tools.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I mean, I really, is this your first foray into doing something like this?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You did a really nice job. Like, it looks, it's proportional.
Really.
The aesthetics are good. Because I've seen a lot of really bad trail beds. This one is really on point, and you clearly put a lot of thought into it.
I did. Yeah. So Riley Watson has those built-in toolboxes. So I did totally steal that idea from him. I said, that is genius.
The Watsons are really good.
I mean, yeah.
Figuring out clever.
Yeah, not a huge shock. The Watson family has a good idea about the way to make a full-size better. So yeah, I built in those, and then because this truck has to do not only like this, but also camp and stuff like that. Like, I have a rooftop tent that goes on it.
Nice.
When I want to take my girlfriend and the dogs camping. I wanted to leave that rack or that bar up top so I could just pipe clamp. So as you can see, I've got a rack there that has the Milwaukee pattern for packouts plast into it.
Okay.
So those just all click in. And then the rooftop tent also can clamp on there so that over. So it just makes it.
No matter what you have on the agenda, you can make that work for you. Yeah.
It's become the Swiss Army knife.
It really is. Yeah, exactly.
That's why it's red.
That's why it's red.
That's right. So yeah, it needs to do a little bit of everything, and that's where a lot of that design came in.
That's cool. And dude, I think it's super awesome that you were able to do it in such a way that it works for you. It works for your needs. It looks great. Any other changes that you've made from last year?
I put a Comeup Winch up front.
Which model? You know, off the top of your head?
Well,
what's the pound?
I was balling on a budget, so I put a DV12 on there.
Okay.
So it's kind of their base level, but it should work really.
Well, they're reliable and 4,000 pounds.
Yeah,
Plenty for this rig.
I mean, it's already had a couple of poles on it just around I've got a kind of a hill in my yard that I've drug cars up to and stuff like that, just to make sure everything's good. Other than that, not a ton of changes other than the Magnum. And changing around some more driveline stuff. Like, I went to flanges almost everywhere just because it seemed like that was an easy way to store drivelines, was if they were all in a unit. Yeah, that was really about it.
Okay.
So my list this year compared to last year was way less scary. Last year it was work every single day, from the day Christian called me and said, "Hey man, you're coming," to when we left. It was work on it the entire time. In fact, last year I was breaking in a gear set coming down. And this year, much easier, even though I did have to do a hub seal in the parking lot.
Yes.
When we got here. But other than that, it was a lot easier. You know, I did wheel bearings up front. I changed all the fluids. You know, the typical stuff I think everyone does for UA. Pull that axle shaft, make sure I didn't, you know,
Twist anything.
any of them.
Are you on the factory shafts on this?
I'm on factory shafts.
Okay.
Other than those outers, I do have chromoly 35 spline
And then your
gov shafts.
Are your spares in there too with a 30 spline hub?
They're with me in spirit, in that I don't have any. Oh, no, I don't have any. Okay, I didn't have any last year either.
That's all right.
So
All right.
hoping, but
Hope and pray.
hope and pray. Yeah, no, that was something that we fell a little short on. That's for drive lines.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And honestly, that's the most important thing. I mean, you know, drive lines, I mean, and you can, with a D-tray, I mean, in theory, you could, if you break a rear shaft, which is kind of unlikely,
Well,
you know, you can,
let's say that in there.
yeah, but it's kind of unlikely.
Yeah.
And so you can always get to the next town, you can get to the next junkyard. I mean, and you had to do a junkyard run last year, and that was a weird break.
That was a weird.
So
break.
tell everybody about that.
Yeah, so last year we were on the Waterfall Trail in New Mexico. I was super excited because it was slick rock, and I'd never put this truck on slick rock. And I was so excited for the day. And the very first trail that we went to, huge waterfall, massive, super intimidating. I tried to take a different line than everyone else was going, which wasn't I probably either should have hooked up a winch there or just gone the regular way. Yeah. So I'm like, there's a line right through here, and there's a reason that that's not the trails, because it's not that easy. And
For effort, buddy.
yeah, and so I got up through that, through some winching, and did the next one, and then when I went to hit that third like little ledge, no clutch, no nothing. So yeah, we had to. Thankfully, we were close to the Farmington, able to go down, find a junkyard. Unfortunately,
But it was what physically broke.
oh yeah, so the there's an aluminum kind of
Shell basically.
skeleton, a clamshell that holds the brake and the clutch pedal, and it's where they pivot the
Mhm.
hinge points, and that entire thing cracked out and dropped the pedals.
It's pretty random.
It was super random. I did poke my head up there this time, make sure there's no existing cracks. And you could see that in the metal, like you could see where it had been cracking over the
For a
years.
while,
Yeah, and you know, darker and darker and darker, and then finally where it gave away. So yeah, it was just a super odd thing. I got super lucky that there was not one but two junkyards in Farmington.
Yep.
And one of them had a bunch of old Fords.
The ones that you needed,
And the
or
ones we
the bracket you needed.
Yeah, it took them like 3 different tries. So otherwise we would have been back a lot faster,
Right.
but we got it. So we were back on the road, and I think met you guys at the very end.
No, but that's probably among the most random breaks that I think I ever experienced.
That's right up there for me.
Yeah. I mean, to have the bracket that holds the castings for the pedals broke.
Yeah.
Huh? How does that even?
And how many full size F350s are we willing?
Well, that's
regular
true.
basis.
That's
Maybe
true.
it's a common problem. Who knows?
Maybe it is,
But-
For those trail driven
yeah.
350s.
But I've actually, it's funny because I have used you as an example quite a bit
Oh, really?
over the past year. People that are like, well, I'll go someday, once my rig is ready and all that stuff. And it's like, you don't have to have the biggest, baddest stuff out there. This is largely a stock vehicle.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
Absolutely.
And if you choose the right platform, you don't have to completely reinvent the wheel like you would if you had a YJ or a TJ
This old
or
truck in stock form for less than like one custom built axle.
exactly.
Oh yeah, you can find these for like.
And if you really wanted to, you could wheel it with the factory 410s.
Oh yeah,
You
this
know.
truck for a long time was 410s.
Yeah.
I only went to 513s probably 4 years ago,
Mhm.
something like that, and I've had it. September 20th will be 14 years. So, but yeah, I ran 410s and 42s for years. I put the doubler in, which helped a lot.
Of course.
And then of course I'm not, I think it also probably depends on what you're doing, because there's not as tough of trails where I'm from. But
Montana has some legit trails.
yeah, it has some all right ones. But
Up
I
there,
mean,
what, 2020?
2020. Yeah, you guys actually ran McKelvey like 20 or 30 minutes away from my house.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is rad. That's an awesome trail. But
Totally not, but we're home.
Yeah, I bet.
Sorry,
I
Nick.
bet. Yeah. But I mean, it's just, yeah, no, you can, I hope people see my truck and they're like, yeah, if he did it, I can do it. Cause you definitely can. Like, it's nothing that special. It's just some leaf springs and some big axles
Yeah.
and some big tires.
Yeah. Know how to drive and bring it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, that's, I wouldn't even say I know how to drive. I would just say that just lucky enough to follow you guys and be like, oh, they drove there.
So what are you looking forward to this year?
I'm really looking forward to that we're in Oregon. So I came here for spring break when I was a kid all the time. And it's somewhere that I've always wanted to take this truck, just I don't know, kid memories, whatever. And so I'm just really looking forward to it. And I don't know, like Arizona, it's technical, slow rock crawling.
Yeah.
Which I really like. Like
Yeah,
that's
out here,
definitely my
you
speed.
don't know what you're going to be getting, mud or
I have
rocks
no
or
idea. I mean,
sand or-
I predict like some sand because we're near sand.
If you paid any sort of attention to coming to where we are right now,
I figured the mandatory dune flag was also a bit of a clue.
Huh.
Yeah, context clues. But I mean, like, I'm guessing it's gonna be tight, and there's gonna be probably some rocks and some tree roots, and there might be some mud, which is not my most favorite, but that's all right. And but yeah, I mean, I'm just excited to see this part of the country. I think that's something that UA does really well, and that you guys have really done well, is you illuminate all these parts of the country that people have no idea what the wheeling is. Honestly, if there was a UA that was on YouTube, or I guess like back in the day, like the Motor Trend app, I would probably know. But I think the last time you guys were here, I don't think it was
2012.
Was it 2012?
2000.
Before that, it was 2001.
Yeah, and so
I think there was one in the middle
Was it?
where we skirted at least some of it. But
okay.
Yeah.
Well, the Motor Trend app and stuff, I don't know if they've ever updated, but I think it only went back to 14. So
Okay.
I had no idea.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, I have no idea what's here. So it'll be cool to see like any part of it will be awesome.
So this is normally a question I ask the driver, but because you have already been on one, I'm going to ask you instead. What are your or do you have any expectations coming into this? Or do you have any predictions?
Well, based on one of my best friends, Trask here, filling me in on last year where he thought it was going to be awesome and it exceeded it by every aspect. I was like, I think this is going to be one of the best off-roading trips I've ever been on.
No pressure.
Yeah, no pressure on you guys.
Huh.
Yeah, no,
Yeah. Oh boy. All right.
Yeah, just went to Moab for the first time earlier this year.
Nice.
That was.
Did you go during Jeep Safari?
No, just before it.
Okay.
During the FSI.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
So
I have a Jeep, so.
no, that's so. What do you wheel?
I have a '85 Toyota pickup that me and mostly Trask were built up, and actually it was his golf cart that he used around his house.
Was it the factory 4x4 one?
No, it was a two-wheel drive golf
Okay.
cart with block
All right.
head gasket.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. So we ended up on bigger stuff and he ate in it and all that.
Oh. Oh.
stupid stuff.
Okay.
And yeah, so now I can actually go places with my friends.
Nice.
Which is the whole point of it, to be able to go down to you.
We haven't seen your application come through.
Oh, I just
think.
put it in this year. First year.
Yep.
Gotcha. Well, and actually that brings up a point. We have changed things up just a little bit.
Yeah.
We are going to we're going to wipe everything from like December 31 back and January 1 moving forward. I think, Christian, is that right?
I think let's do it. I think a better way to do it is like so starting now, we've made our selections.
Yeah. Okay.
Once we've made our selections for 25, say, you have to reapply to be considered for 26.
Yeah, and the reason we did that, guys, is there were a couple points it brought up because we had we carried over all the applications that had applied last year to this year. So if you had applied last year, you were automatically applied for this year. There's a couple flaws in that plan. One of them is that things change, rigs change, people sell their vehicles and everything. And I hate to get in a situation where like we make a phone call, hey man, you made the dirty dozen. It's like, oh, I sold that car 6 months ago.
Yeah.
And so that's not good. And so what we're going to do moving forward. So yeah. Okay. So we've made it's currently September 3rd.
Yep.
So moving September 3rd, 2025, moving forward from this day forward, if you have applied and you haven't been selected and all that stuff, you're going to need to reapply
To be considered.
to be considered for 2026. So just FYI, that's the way.
Unreal-adventure.com and fill out the online application.
There's an online application on there.
Don't forget to include your photos, and a walk around video would really help.
Walk around video is huge. So yeah, you're probably gonna have to reapply.
I will probably January 1st or 2nd
There you go.
do that.
So-
And hopefully make him repay.
And then not bring him as your co-driver.
Oh, you don't want to be that?
Don't pull a Travis Farmer. Come on.
Trask, Travis, it's like super close. Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's totally a life-changing event for sure. I mean,
Awesome.
I think that everyone, like the cronies and stuff, it's just an experience that
Yep.
you're never gonna get anywhere else.
Yep.
And I'm doing it on leaf springs and a probably fairly tired 460 and
5-speed.
5-speed and buy a Magnum. But other than that, yeah, I mean it's not.
You don't have to
it's
have the biggest,
approachable.
fattest stuff.
You don't,
It's an
and-
approachable event.
And there's so much help here that it does, like, even if you're like me and not on these super hard, super technical trails all the time, there's enough people to get you through it that you can do it. I mean, it's not,
Yeah.
know your rig. I would definitely say that.
Yeah.
Definitely know
Oh,
your
yeah.
rig.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah, we're
beyond
not a
that-
pit crew.
No. But like beyond that, if you need help getting over a rock, you've got help to get you over the rock.
And a lot of knowledge.
I'm not a pit crew, but it is also a team building experience.
Indeed.
We're here for each other.
Indeed.
Absolutely. And the friends
And
that I
that's
made
that's
here-
one of the best parts of this event too. Is like being with each other and helping each other.
Absolutely. It really is. Like, it's just off-road summer camp.
That's
What it is.
Yeah.
Right.
Off-road summer camp. You meet your friends. I mean, I've met people here that I stayed in contact with all year. I mean,
for sure.
I talked to Caleb Morrison like probably every day. So
Nice.
like, I mean, and Riley, Riley came up and visited me in Montana.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
That's
he
cool.
came camping with us for 4 days and we went off-roading and
Nice.
I took him to a bunch of, just like trails that are around me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, just you make really good friends here, and
Is he bringing you your Magnum to save you on shipping?
He did. He brought me
Nice.
my Magnum.
Boy, Riley.
He brought me my Magnum. I put in an aluminum tie rod,
Uh-huh.
and he brought that up. I mean,
Nice.
yeah. No, it's really cool. The people that you meet here and the friends you make here, it's
It's
Yeah.
definitely something special.
It's special.
Yeah.
For sure.
it's an experience you can get nowhere else.
All right. I think that covers everything, Christian.
I
Do
will
you-
say a heartfelt welcome back, Trask,
Thank you.
and welcome aboard.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. You're in for a heck of a ride, one way or the other. And I will say that this is probably one of the prettiest trips that I think I have ever put together yet. I mean, I'm not saying like I have pulled a bunch of strings. I mean, I got a solid from Mother Nature. Don't get me wrong,
right.
but this is just an absolutely beautiful area, and we're gonna get to do a lot of really cool things. So
I'm very excited because I've been here, but never in the off-road side of things.
Yep.
And he's never been here.
oh wow,
We
All
went
right,
through
so-
Boise, and this was the furthest.
No kidding.
Yep.
Okay. Well, you guys are in for a treat because this place is beautiful.
Yeah.
So,
Cool.
all right, we're going to wrap this thing up. And I think we are actually done for the evening. We've got one guy.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
We'll knock up some more.
Or tomorrow night or whatever at the next hotel. But yeah. So, like I said, check out some of our other videos. We've got our big event videos coming. So you're going to see these a few weeks in advance, but be prepared because there's a lot of more cool stuff coming. So good night, everybody. Thank you so much, Trask. And
Thank you,
Sam. Sam. That's right, Sam. All right, guys. Good night, and we'll catch you next time.